Hey, this is Dan Foss, and today's video will be about the Walther PPK, the James Bond gun. So, let's review it. This has been cleared and safety checked, so as far as you know, it's safe. I bought this used. It came with the instruction manual, the pistol, 7-round magazine with the pinky extension, and a 7-round magazine without the pinky extension. So a brief history of the PPK. In 1968, the U.S. government banned importation of pistols that didn't meet a certain size and weight requirement. Walther changed their design slightly to make it heavier, and I think that's what made it meet the requirement. In '83, Interarms, which this is an Interarms version, under license of Walther, started making the PPK. This one's stainless. It's a double action, single action. So the first pull about 13 pounds, a little over 13 pounds, and each follow-up pull will be about 6 pounds. The barrel is 3.3 inches, I believe. This has a 7-round magazine and holds 1 in the chamber, so it's 7 plus 1. It has a safety decocker, so you can put it on safe, or if the hammer's back, putting it in the safe will decock the hammer. The safety works by blocking the firing pin physically. When I was looking for a small .380 for carry, I discounted the PPK because it was the James Bond gun, which was a mistake. This is a really nice little pistol. When I saw it at the gun store in person, they had a pair of stainless PPKs, and I realized how pretty these are in person. And then once I held it, I loved the weight, and the size is just a tad small, but with the pinky extension, it's fairly comfortable. Smith & Wesson makes these now, and I think Walther is starting to make ones in Germany. But the Smith & Wesson has a larger beaver tail, because if you have chunkier hands, your hand actually wraps up over the beaver tail, and as the slide comes back, you get what's called slide bite. And here's what it looks like the first time I took it to the range. I didn't even feel it when it happened, and it's not going to stop me from carrying this. It's such a great gun. It is, for such a short barrel, it is incredibly accurate. To disassemble it, just pull the hammer back. It's not absolutely necessary, but it makes it a little easier. Pull the trigger guard down and to the side. Push the slide to the back, lift the rear end, and it comes off. It's a blowback design, so the barrel is connected to the frame, and it makes it really accurate. It's a little snappier than, say, the PK380, but I like this overall better than the PK380. I like the feel, and I shot the same groups I did at 10 feet as I did at 40 feet. It's just incredibly accurate for such a short barrel. The one minor pain is all these little nooks and crannies are a pain to clean. All up in here. But it just takes a little time and effort, and I think it's well worth it. The difference between the Interarms and the Smith & Wesson, as far as I know, there's two differences. One, the beaver tail is longer on the Smith & Wesson, and the feed ramp is different. The inner arms has a little step just below the chamber. The Smith & Wesson eliminated that step and made it smooth all the way from the feed ramp to the chamber. To reassemble, it's just the reverse operation. I pulled the hammer back, pull the trigger guard down, push the slide all the way to the rear, tip it down, and let it go forward. There's no slide release on the PPKS, so in order to lock it back, you have to have a magazine in it, and in order to release it, you have to take the magazine out. On the top of the slide, there's this zigzaggy pattern, and that's supposed to prevent glare while you're aiming. The sights, the front is fixed, the rear is adjustable for windage. There's a painted red dot on the front and a red square on the back. I really like these sights. I shoot it well, but I think everyone shoots this well. It's a good shooting gun. All in all, I think it's a great gun. It shoots well. It's a little bit snappy, but nothing too bad. I carry it for self-defense. It replaces my PK 380. The slide bite, it's annoying, but again, since I'm using this as self-defense, it's a carry gun. If you have to use it, slide bite is a minor thing to deal with. I really wish I would have looked at this sooner. I probably wouldn't have bought the PK 380. I didn't look at it just because it was a James Bond gun, and that was a mistake.